Disclosure: the views and opinions expressed here belong solely to the author and do not represent the views and opinions of Crypto.News editorial. Energy generation is a great thing for humanity. The famous astrophysicist Nikolai Kardashev went as far as considering energy generation as the one factor to evaluate how advanced a civilization is. So, when we hear that the AI industry is projected to consume around 120 gigawatts by 2030, or that Bitcoin mining is estimated to be currently consuming around 17.6 gigawatts globally, we may actually consider these as signs of advancement and progress. During the past decade, there has been a strong push towards renewable energy production, with entrepreneurs such as Elon Musk driving the world towards electrification. But because there is no silver bullet in the energy industry, it's necessary to diversify solutions rather than putting all of the eggs in one basket. For years, I've been making the case that Bitcoin mining is synergetic to green energy production development and can be considered as a form of energy storage that can help facilitate the energy transition we are going through, creating a world of greater energy abundance. When it comes to electrification, batteries are often the elephant in the room. It's no secret that the energy storage required to keep up with the surge in electric vehicles and renewable energy facilities is a great concern for many in the industry. And while there are several methods, such as hydroelectric or geothermal storage, are available, these often depend on specific conditions, which is why batteries are an increasingly common energy storage solution. To understand the issue, it's worth understanding the problem that energy storage solves. When electricity is produced using renewable energy instead of fossil fuels, there is often a mismatch between consumer and industrial demand and the supply of electricity because sources of energy, such as wind and solar, are not constant. Specifically, wind energy often peaks at night. Solar power is naturally strongest during the day, and both are inevitably dependent on weather conditions. This problem is called intermittency, and currently, the best way to solve it is through energy storage solutions such as batteries. Think about a household with solar panels that produces larger amounts of electricity in the middle of the day when everyone is at work or school, but produces almost nothing in the evening when the television, the AC, the oven, and other appliances are on. That's why households with solar panels usually store the excess electricity using a battery, typically a lithium-ion one. That when we look at the total battery storage capacity in the United States, it's evident that the increase in production and utilization is happening at an exponential rate. With 30 gigawatts expected to be reached in capacity by the end of this year and a staggering 970 gigawatts estimated to be reached by 2030, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. Today's batteries generally provide power for only a short duration before requiring a recharge. Some companies are working on advanced battery solutions that can store energy for over 12 hours. Another way to extend storage duration is by adding more batteries to facilities, but this approach can face economic challenges. States such as California and Texas have been amassing large amounts of batteries to keep up with the increase in renewable energy. Electricity is stored during moments of low demand and distributed through the electric grid during peak hours. However, due to the current limitations of battery technology, additional long-duration grid balancing solutions remain essential, and Bitcoin mining could help address this challenge. Bitcoin miners are location agnostic, meaning that they can conduct their operations anywhere in the world, be it near an urban area or at a remote facility, as long as the operational costs can be covered. All a local miner really needs is electricity and an internet connection. Secondly, Bitcoin miners enjoy a great degree of flexibility, allowing them to turn their machines off and then back on without incurring costs other than the marginal loss of profit during that time period. This means that the machines can be turned off during a moment of need, such as peak hours or a winter storm that damages the energy grid, and can be turned on during moments of low demand when the electricity produced would either be wasted or stored into batteries. This flexible load helps to stabilize the grid and eventually grow the share of green energy sources in the grid. Texas is a great example of how a regional operator, the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, works with Bitcoin miners to stabilize the energy grid. Bitcoin miners adjust their energy consumption in real time, which allows ERCOT to balance supply and demand more effectively to manage peak periods. With Bitcoin mining, electric service providers can monetize their unused electricity from renewable energy sources without only having to rely on batteries, which ultimately results in greater efficiency. This is a paradigm shift because unused energy goes from being a cost or a missed profit to an additional source of revenue. This, in turn, can lead to more investments in renewable energy sources that ultimately benefit the consumer. In this context, local public authorities might soon try new policies that consider Bitcoin mining as a public good and an alternative form of energy production to be incentivized. This can create very interesting synergies between batteries and Bitcoin mining, especially given the fact the latter generates numerous local jobs, fosters regional economies by working with local suppliers and contractors, and often repurposes abandoned infrastructure for its operations. While recent developments put Bitcoin mining and the broader industry in a good position from a policy perspective, there is still a lot of work to be done in educating decision-makers. Once these grid-stabilizing and green energy production support properties become clearer to both national and local regulators, there will be a massive opportunity to improve the energy sector, providing unprecedented flexibility and monetization opportunities for energy producers. Bitcoin mining presents a novel and effective way to approach energy production, grid stabilization, and battery storage during a time when the deployment of batteries is growing at an unprecedented rate. Leveraging the unique aspects of Bitcoin mining, including its location agnosticism and operational flexibility, we can enhance the integration of additional renewable energy production more effectively than ever. Policymakers must recognize the potential of Bitcoin mining as part of their energy strategy. Only by experimenting and diversifying will we be able to build a more resilient and sustainable energy future. Andre Kim is the co-founder and CEO at GDA. Andre has more than 10 years of expertise in executive roles in technology, data centers, and digital asset industries. He has extensive experience in establishing and managing HPC operations, blockchain infrastructure, AI applications, hosting, and rendering.